Good. Buzz YouTube. What's up? How's it going, lady and gentlemen out there? What's up? Should be trying to get this up hopefully on the weekend. If you guys do enjoy the video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up button down below. Thank you guys for the support on the return of the Wi-Fi battles. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much. Let me know down in the comment section below, what is your favorite? Actually, no. Let me know what is the most like the worst type of status. Like what's like your most hated type of status? Like toxic, burn, freeze, or paralysis. Let me know in the comment section below, because you will see from this match, Zygarde is an absolute monster, and I'm just so happy I finally got a good Wi-Fi or a decent Wi-Fi battle with it. Had a fun match here against my boy Gandy. Speaking of Gandy's team, Sep's team here, look at Kieran White and look at my team. Literally, Specs, Kieran White just kind of runs a train, like literally just destroys anything and everything on my team. Lately, a lot of like especially offensive mons have been like a problem for me in the past couple battles, I've noticed. So hopefully that doesn't start to become a trend. Shouts out to the Amazing Mo for the fun team here. We got a cool Darkiest support set, Mega Venusaur. You'll see Zygarde put in a little bit of work in this match. We got mixed defensive Groudon, double dance Necrozma, and then a very cool Ho-Oh set that actually comes in a little bit handy here. So I decided to lead off with my Darkiest, expecting him to lead off with either his Groudon or potentially his Kyurem, and I figured if he led Kyurem, I can live one hit from Kyurem and then maybe recover to see what he wants to potentially lock himself into, because if it is Choice Specs Kieran White, I just kind of have to pick a sack essentially. So I didn't want it to just get an immediate KO at the beginning of the battle, and Arceus was the only real thing on my team that kind of prevented that, but he ends up leading off with the Groudon here. And this is perfectly fine with me, because if I'm able to weaken this Groudon, or if I can just put it low enough in maybe Hazard's range, then that means my Ho-Oh is going to put in a lot of work. That also opens up the window for my Venusaur a little bit to be a bit of a nuisance to him. Although Venusaur does kind of invite in the Kyurem, I can still at least Leech Seed the Kyurem on the switch in, or potentially hit it with the Sludge Bomb for a poison. So that's not entirely too bad. But against Primal Groudon here, Venusaur doesn't switch in at all. So I decided just to be aggressive here and spam Judgment, because if he doesn't have Overheat, or if he's not mixed in general, then I will be able to get out of this exchange with my Arceus being able to beat this Groudon at least, and that's going to be very, very nice. So I decided to go for the Defog here, which was a little bit risky. I don't think this was entirely too bad of a play. Like, it was either go for the Defog or go for the Judgment and let him keep up rocks. Unfortunately, it turns out that he has the Overheat. Literally, if he had like anything else, like Lava Plume, that would have been so much better, because at least my Arceus would have come out of this exchange on top. I guess at least I can make it a double down, but now I lose one of the few things that can outspeed Kyurem on my team, and that's a little bit scary to think about. Plus, Arceus here would have been nice to deal with the Mewtwo as well potentially. So on the double down, I bring in my Necrozma again, just in case he brings in Kyurem, so I can try to bait him to go for a blue flare hopefully, and then pivot out into something. But he actually ends up bringing in his Tapu Lele here. Now I don't want to switch anything in on this Tapu Lele, and I figured that I should be able to tank at least one hit and then in return knock him out with my Sunsteel Strike here. But it turns out that he's some odd bulky variants of Lele. It's not running any speed at all, because I outspeed him, which was really weird in my opinion. Like, I mean, I still could have taken one hit, so I'm not sure how much it really mattered in the long run there, but it is what it is. And down goes the Lele, which is amazing, because now I no longer have to switch anything into it. I would much rather switch into Lele though, instead of Kyurem, which he still has the Kyurem in the back. So as he brings in his own Necrozma here, I was so close, so painfully close to going for the Swords Dance there, because I was hoping that if he was not Weakness Policy, or if he wasn't Double Dance, I could at least beat down his Necrozma, and then that way I can maybe save my Necrozma later for a sack against the Kyurem, or potentially the Mewtwo if the terrain was still up. So he turns out to be Double Dance, goes for a Swords Dance and a Rock Polish. As I'm able to glare at him, he gets fully paralyzed as I get up a Substitute. Paralysis is actually the most stupidest status in my opinion. Like, the fact that you can just cancel out your opponent for one turn, literally just denying them from doing anything, is absurd. It's absolutely absurd to me, basically. Like, that there's a 1 in 4 chance that you're just like, oh, well, you do nothing, so I get 2 turns essentially to their 1 turn and the 1 turn that they lost. So that's really dumb. But I guess in that case, like, freeze is probably a little bit worse because it's like a 1 in 10 chance, I think, or like a 10% chance to unthaw, and then you can be frozen for like 5 turns or something. Like, I get that's dumb, but the fact that there's a move that intentionally paralyze, like Glare in this case, Glare is literally me saying, hey, you're not gonna do anything, and I know you're not gonna do anything for like a turn here and there. As where with freezes, there's only a 10% chance on Ice Beam, Blizzard, and moves like that. So in that instance, I really feel like paralysis is so dumb. And then I try to go for a protect here, not to gain back leftovers. No, I tried to go for the protect in case he didn't get paralyzed, and then the next turn he did get paralyzed. That was my thought process anyways, but he got paralyzed 3 turns in a row, and I've essentially just shut down a +2 speed, +4 attack Necrozma, all because of Glare and paralysis. And that is just stupid. However, though, in comes Kyurem, and I'm kind of just scared at this point because I know I have to sack something. If he gets the prediction right, or if he's just specs in general, I lose something. So I bring in Ho-Oh here, hoping that if he did go for the Draco or the Ice Beam, I would be able to take it. And then this is a very cool set that has the eject button, so I could take the hit, then get myself out of there while also getting back some regenerator HP. Oh, but it turns out that he's life formed, and this is actually really good because the fact that he is life formed means that my Necrozma can live 1 fusion flare, just 1 from full HP, and I will be able to in return either go potentially for a rock polish or just go straight for the Sunsteel Strike because we do not mess with threats. This Kyurem, if I had gone for a rock polish and he felt like he wanted to switch out, I don't think there was actually a way I would have been able to one-shot his Yveltal that he has still in the back. And if he scarfed, even if I did rock polish, I think he's still faster than me, so it was much better for me to just be straight aggressive there, get rid of that Kyurem White, because now I no longer have to worry about it, and that means my Necrozma does not really have much more use to me in this game. So I'm gonna leave it in here, try to go for my Z move on the off chance maybe he wanted to like try and Calm Mind or expect me to switch out, but it turns out that he's Mega Mewtwo X, so he's physical or he's mixed. And because he is Mega Mewtwo X, I know these tend to run Ice Beam from time to time, so I'm hoping that my Zygarde can live 1, and then in return I can go for a Glare and shut it down so this Mewtwo isn't as scary as it could be. Unfortunately, it turns out that he has the taunt. Luckily though, really lucky actually, he does not have the Ice Beam nor the Ice Punch, which means if he really wants to go down this route, eventually he's going to put me low enough to where I will be able to activate my Power Construct on Zygarde and I will transform. So either way, this is a losing fight for the Mewtwo if he has no form of recovery, which he's already shown Taunt and Zen Headbutt. Recover doesn't seem to make much sense if he's only going to be running something like Dual Stab, Recover, Taunt. At least in my opinion, it wouldn't make much sense. So I'm just going to keep spamming 1000 Arrows because 1000 Arrows is also just another stupidly broken move. You hit flying types. That's dumb. You hit flying types with a ground move. That is so dumb. So he then knocks me directly into my Power Construct range as I'm able to get off the Glare on this Yveltal. Keep in mind, this Yveltal was actually still at a giant problem at this moment in the battle. I did not have a single good switch into either of its dual stabs, but now the fact that I was able to paralyze it makes it infinitely easier for me to deal with because again, I know I will shut him down for 1 turn. I can't tell what turn it's going to be obviously because paralysis is random, but I know once that 1 turn happens, that is instant momentum in my favor and that will swing things back into my court here. So I decided to go for 1000 Arrows. In hindsight, I probably should have gone for the Protect first, then gone for 1000 Arrows. That way I could have got a little bit of extra recovery. And this thing's HP stat is just absurd. It's 635, I think. Yeah, that's like full HP investment too, which is just ridiculous. So after that Protect, I think I can actually live 1 more Dark Pulse, which it turns out that I do on 14 HP, and I'm gonna be able to get off just one more hit on this Yveltal if I really wanted to, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was so close. So close to going for the protect here, but I figured, you know what, Zygarde's actually done a lot of work in this game. It single-handedly took down a insanely boosted Necrozma and pretty much just made this Yveltal literally no longer an issue when it was the biggest threat staring down my team. So I still have nothing that's faster than it. Regardless though, Ho-Oh will be able to tank a couple hits, and again, he's eventually going to get paralyzed if it really comes down to it. So even if he had flinched me a couple turns there, I don't think it would have mattered entirely because I still would have been able to beat him 1v1. As in comes the Mewtwo, I'm just going to sack off my Ho-Oh here as he unfortunately misses the Stone Edge there, and then I burn him with the Sacred Fire. Now this little bit of hacks here, this did not matter whatsoever. The Groudon on this team was mixed. I haven't even brought it out yet. I didn't take any damage whatsoever. I have the Overheat in the sun. Overheat would have been able to finish off this Mewtwo, and Groudon would have been able to beat it 1v1. The only thing that this changed was that instead of a 2-0, it was now a 3-0 because he did miss that Stone Edge, and I was able to burn him. So yeah, a little bit of hacks there at the end. Didn't really matter, but against the Yveltal and Necrozma, the two biggest threats, man, Zygarde just absolutely went in. He was the gatekeeper because if Zygarde went down, Necrozma and Yveltal would have just run rampant through the rest of the squad there. So Zygarde complete form, use it. It's stupid and it's amazing. I love Zygarde complete. It's slowly becoming like one of my favorite Ubersmon to use. So if you guys did enjoy the battle, make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. Again, let me know what is the worst type of hacks in your opinion. You guys literally heard me throughout the entire video. Like, it's paralysis, man. Like, it has to be paralysis. Like, toxic, okay, it's a little bit annoying. Burns can also be a little bit annoying. Being frozen just happens so rarely. But I guess, like, if freezes were the same as paralysis, then obviously freezes would be number one by all means. Like, it'd actually just be broken. But paralysis is just, it's still stupid that you shut down and deny your opponent to be able to do anything besides switch, essentially. Like, if they don't switch and they get paralyzed, they literally just lost their turn, and that's just dumb in my opinion. So yeah, enough little rambling there. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and with that being said, I will see you all next time. Later, everybody.